Hi everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So I am going to show you, well actually I said I was going to come on. I've got a bit of a fib to tell you because I did say I was going to come on and do a page or two with you in my journal. However, I sat down the night before last and I got so engrossed and was so enjoying the moment that I completed the journal and realised it was midnight and thought, oh dear, I haven't left anything to show you. So I've actually got the finished journal to show you. I am so chuffed with it. It might not be, you know, to everyone's standard, but please remember when I'm showing you that it's the first time I've ever made a journal out of a book, out of anything, started from scratch and made pockets and, you know, all that sort of shenanigans. So you remember I showed you, if you've seen the other videos, that Amanda gave us a box to make up, which I did make up. So I've just stuck a little bee on it. And what I've done is I've popped all my little bits of scrap that I didn't use in there. I know they look silly little pieces, but I just can't bear to throw them away because the papers are so lovely and I can use these for something. So my plan is I'm gonna maybe print off some more of these boxes, or I've got the template now, so depending on which journal kit I'm using, because there will be more, there's no way I'm not making another journal. I've had so much fun. So I could make a little box out of the papers and put a little sentiment or embellishment on, and I know which kit it's from. So that's the bee. So that's the little bits that I had left. So I'll put that out the way. And then all I had left of the kit, which is these few pieces, which, you know, isn't much really. And I can make some cards out of these, which is what I'm going to do. So that's all I've got left. So is everyone excited as I am for the big reveal? Oh, I do hope everyone likes it. So here you are, my Queen Bee journal. I found some lovely, I don't know if you can see those, it's pink with little white spots on to match, had some little ribbon. So I've just wrapped the journal up in that. I haven't attached it or anything because I didn't want to, and this is for me. This is my first ever journal. So that's the spine, and I'm going to show you what I've done. As you well know, and if you haven't journaled before, you know, you'll be as new to it as me, because people that have journaled a lot will maybe see some flaws in it. I don't know, but there are things that I've learned along the way. I have learnt that I will not use Velcro next time at all. I will make sure that this is on a thicker cardstock so that it does stay tucked under. I mean, it does stay tucked. It was me just putting a bit of Velcro on, but it's too much for the paper. So bear with me, because you might have seen the front and back pages and inside. I made a large tag and I covered it because, you know, you can journal on there, and then that just goes back in there. If you wanted, though, you could have it down the little belly band at the front, but I've popped it in there. And the only added extra two things that I used were a little bit of baker's twine throughout, this yellow, which I got from Lynn, and this pink ribbon. So then we've got a little pocket. Oh, and these little embellishments, these tiny little glitter, which we can't not have a bit of sparkle in our life. So there's a little journaling card there if you wanted to write on something. And as I say, Queen Bee journal, love, gratitude. Gratitude goes to you, Amanda, for selecting me for your design team and getting me into the journals, because I've absolutely really enjoyed this journey. So let's start. So we go into the front page. We've got our 3 pockets. So I've just made some tags. This one matches that one, and I've just popped them in there. I've made another little card there, and I've made another little one there, and you can write on the back of them and do what you want. So yeah, this is for me. And then we go on to, I didn't want to put anything on here because I can write on here, and I just put this little embellishment of this honey pot, which is gorgeous. Then we've got another blank page to write on, and then we've got this little pocket, and I've just tucked a little bee in there with his or her little, well, queen bee, her little leg hanging over, and then I've got another little embellishment in there, that just in that little pocket there. So then all I've done on this page is, I think I said to you, I like to use my dictionary. So I've cut out, I'm just making sure that you can see that, I've cut out the dictionary of bee, honeybee. But I also found, and this might be a school day learning, something called bee bread, which I'd never heard of. And it's a compound of honey and pollen used as food by bees in the nest. So there we go. Every day's a school day. So that, I just stuck that on there and mounted it on some black. Then we have got a plain page. Then we've got this pocket, which is what you get in the kit. And I've just put one, didn't stick it all the way down. I popped a little, I've backed it as well, a little tuck under there and a little tuck under there. And I can write on the back if I want to. So that's that one. Then we go to the next page. I love these. These are on a separate digital kit that Amanda does with the words. It's word soup, live a soft life. And then we've got a little circle embellishment and that one there. Nothing on there because the papers are so gorgeous that they don't warrant having something on all of them. I couldn't bear to put anything on that. Then I've done a little collect moments, not things. And then I've done a little card on there to be able to write on in a little pocket. Did a little belly band and then stuck that on the top. We've then got a plain page. We've then got this little pocket here, and I've put a little paper clip, but these are the tags that I made, which if you haven't seen this, I used all my scraps. So just made out of all the little scrap pieces I had, I made some little tags, and then I got these lovely little paper clips, and I just popped that on there, and a little bit of baker's twine, and I popped it in the pocket there. Middle page of the first signature, nothing, and literally I've just tied it tight. I'm glad I took Amanda's advice and just bowed it at the beginning, put a bow in it, because then once I'd finished I could then just tighten it, and I've left those bits on. I could even put a couple of beads or something on there if I wanted to. Then we've got this little pocket that I made. Again, I would not use next time any Velcro because the paper's too thin and it would damage it. But there is a bit of Velcro there. There's a little pocket there, a little pocket under there, and then there's a little pocket here. And I just made these couple with a tiny little piece that I was, you know, you might have thrown away, put a little number on, which is again on the word soup, and a little circle. And then I put that embellishment there, sorry, and a little sort of, not a belly band, because I could have kept that actually open and that would have been another one, but I didn't think of that. I glued it before. So then I just made a little envelope and popped a little piece of paper in there to write on for the dream. Stuck that on there. Nothing on here again to write with apart from the sentiment of Queen Bee. It's just the papers are so lovely. And then we've got another little side pocket here. Again, I made another little tag with all my little scraps and put journal on there. And again, you could write in that if you wanted to. This has to be my favourite page of all of them. I know I'm not a yellow fan. I'm looking at that as if it's gold, but I do like it with the blue flowers and the little bee coming over. Then we've got two journal pages again. I stuck down a little envelope, popped a little number on from the word soup, little embellishment there, ephemera, and that one there. Then we've got another little pocket, and again I matched it with that one, with that photo, so that just goes in there. And I did a little, mounted a little piece of the design paper onto a bit of black and then put one of the numbers on. I really do like it. Couple of pages now to write on, and then that's the end of the first signature, and you've got 2 tags in there. Again, you can write on those if you wanted to. One's backed and one's not, and then it's got create art every day, and then they just tuck in there like that. Then we go on to the second signature, which is Queen Bee, again on there, and you'll notice that I have copied some of the pockets from the first. So I just popped this little tag, made this little tag with a little circle, and again you could write on those if you wanted to. So that's that page. That's free for journaling on. See beauty in the everyday. Again, popped a little tag in with some baker's twine and just popped that in there. 2 little bits there. Create art every day. I was getting a bit creative here, so I didn't stick it down completely and left a little tuck in it so that I could put one of these little pure honeys and one of these little bees in. So yeah, that just pops in there like that. Nothing on here again because the papers are doing the work for me. Then this one has got a little pocket at the back and a little explore, and you could write on that if you wanted to. And then I kept the belly band free on this one so that I could tuck that in, and that just goes in there like that. Then we've got another little one of the tags with all the bits of scraps. Such a good idea this is, to use up your scraps. And then a little envelope, and what I did was I scrunched that up in my hand to make it look old. Popped a little dream on it. Then we've got this beautiful page, and then some more journaling page space. The middle of the second signature, and I did only do 2 signatures for this one. Then we've got capture, and we've got a little be happy tag, and that just goes in there like that. Another little envelope that I did out of the flowery paper with the backing of the green stripe, and again it's got a little that you can take out and write in that if you wanted to. Another tag with some baker's twine on. This time I just took the baker's twine apart and thinned it. Create art every day. And then we've got Queen Bee. Then we've got another little pocket. I loved making these. And then, oh, hang on. There's my first. I put that in too soon. That needs to be stuck down again there. And then another little journaling card. So that just pops in there like that. Then we've got the pages. Another one of my little scrap tags, gratitude. And these lovely flowers and the bee, Queen Bee there. Blank page. I could have put something on there. I think it's got the honeycomb around it. You can slightly see the honeycomb, but I think my printer was playing up at this point and I had to do a head clean on it. So this is just for me, and it was, you know, my first one. Then we've got another little pocket with the honey pot on, be happy, and another little tag in there, which on the back I've got Queen Bee with flowers. So you could have that either side that you wanted and write on that. Then that's the last page, and then we come to the back cover, and this was my, I was chuffed with making this. So this little pocket which has got acetate in it. So you know, you could put a photo or something in there if you wanted to, but it's got that tag in there like that. You turn that over, and then you've got little tags, little bits and pieces in each pocket, and that one goes down halfway, and then I've got a big tag in the bottom because that goes all the way down like so. Then we come here and we've got a couple of little tags in here and in here, one at the back in the pocket, and again you could write on these if you wanted to, and then a little tag in there, and then that is the back page. So there you go. That is my first ever journal. I am so pleased with it. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and if you, like me, have never had a go at journaling and you've always thought, I might like to do that, do it. Just do it. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed doing this and making this, and I am looking forward to making my next one. So thanks very much for watching. I'll put the links on here for Amanda's channel, Ko-fi shop, if you were interested in the papers at all. And yeah, Amanda, I hope you like it. And yeah, I hope everyone thinks I've done a good job on my first one. So let me know in the comments what you think. So thanks very much everyone for watching. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do think about coming on board this crazy train and joining me for my next journal next month. So thanks very much everyone. Take care, crafty hugs, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.